Well, some good news was really delivered to the fans of Arsenal on Monday, and Julian Timber injury boost. Most of you really never really paid a lot of attention to it, but I'm here to obviously show you the facts as to why you guys should be all smiles when it comes to the side of Julian Timber. Julian Timber is a player who was signed by Arsenal from a side of Ajax for £40 million, and he came in at Arsenal, and amongst all the three signings that Arsenal first made, Declan Rice, Julian Timber and Kai Havertz, he was the first player to fit in like a glove. That is it. He was the first player to fit into that team like a glove, and obviously Arsenal fans were really happy because the way he resonated with the chemistry of Arsenal, who looked like had gone ahead to play for Arsenal for some long time. But after all that, he got an injury when Arsenal is playing Nottingham Forest. That was their first game in the league. That was on the 12th of August this year. After that, an assessment was made, and some people said it was going to be out for 6 months, others 7, others 4, others 5. But there is a very huge injury boost that really happened at Arsenal this week on Monday. This week on Monday, Arsenal first team gathered together at London Conley for their official annual team photograph for the season of 2023-2024. This is a tradition, and it takes a lot of photographers who come in through to take a club photo with the manager, that is Mikel Arteta himself. And that obviously shows you that Arsenal is really organized and be ready to obviously get themselves to where they deserve to be. But before all this happened, let me take you a little bit back. On the 3rd, when Arsenal beat Manchester United, this was the situation at Arsenal, especially as far as Julian Timber was really concerned. You see, Julian Timber was still on clutches. This was when Aaron Ramsdale was really moving out from the tunnel to come out and obviously go into the stadium to play against Manchester United. That is it. Before the kickoff of Man United and Arsenal. Then this is him on clutches. If at all you watched that game very well, you really remember that in the tunnel, you all watched Julian Timber when he was in clutches. Not so, he was on clutches. Now, good news is that he's no longer on clutches, and if at all you watch those photos of this Arsenal day, you really have to know that the man is really healing and obviously hinting that sport of obviously becoming better and better and better. Now, this is Julian Timber for now, and this is how Julian Timber really looks, and it shows you that he's off the clutches. And that is I want to first show you Julian before I show you other squad members. You know, look at him. He's not even wearing anything like a protective, maybe knee cover or a protective boot, but he was full into the full jersey of Arsenal, meaning that he has a very huge progress when it comes to his recovery. Look at Julian Timber. That is the man, Julian Timber, and he was even able to trot a little bit. That was the most important bit that all Arsenal fans really wanted to hear and see, because you really miss Julian Timber, and Timber showed you that he can obviously play in very many positions. He can play as a left back, right back, central defense, left and right side of the central defense. He can also play in the midfield. That is Julian Timber for you, and that's what really makes him a different kind of player altogether, and that is all about Julian Timber. So when you look at him like that, what comes to your mind? He might be really recovering very soon, and those who thought I was going to spend 6 months away, we might see him return soon. Remember, even for Gabriel Jesus, when he really came in at the club of Arsenal and got that injury, we thought that it's going to take him long to obviously coming through and obviously take some long time to return. And those 3 months that were given to him even were not even given a very, I think, were they 4 months? Because from 7th December to 7th January, 1 month, 7th March, right? So in the first week in the first week of March. That's when he returned. So it shows you that Arsenal really having an elite team that obviously gets these players to where they be, to where they come from. And I think it will be a very huge boost for the side of Arsenal if at all Julian Timber really makes it and obviously comes in and obviously plays his role to return. Because Arsenal will need Julian Timber where we are going. Especially, I know he might not be back before December, but I know that in the start of the year, he might be really available. But we can even get shocking news that he's training with the first team of Arsenal very, very soon. But the big question is, how is Arsenal going to cope up with treating these players? Because the head of the medical department of Arsenal was, so his contract expiring and join the club of Manchester United. How is he going to go on and obviously see himself be into that ilk of obviously keeping the players fit? Wait and see whether the crisis are not going to hit other teams. Because when you look at Manchester United, as I told you, United, before the return of Varane, Mason Mount, Kobe Mainoo, and Amrabat, they had 11 players. 11 players. And 2 of those were out because of non-footballing reasons, and 9 were really injured. Tom Heaton, Rafael Varane, Mason Mount, Amrabat, Kobe Mainoo, Amad Diallo, Luke Shaw, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, and Luke Shaw. 9 players. Now, God bless United yesterday that they saw 5 players return: Tom Heaton, Varane, Mason Mount, Amrabat, and Kobe Mainoo. 5 returning immediately. So Man City, Kevin De Bruyne is out, Jack Grealish is out, Kovacic is out, and yesterday confirmation was really given to us that even John Stone is going to be out for very many months, and Bernardo Silva is going also to be out for a very long period of time. So I think Arsenal is one of the luckiest teams that are going to register very many injuries, because ever since the season started, they've only got an injury of Julian Timber, there is an injury of Thomas Partey, and there's an injury of Gabriel Martinelli. 3 injuries, and Thomas Partey is yet to return after the international break. We know that very well. So that sends really a very huge message to us that Arsenal is really having a very good department when it comes to recovery, because these players really played very many games last season that people don't even want to hint about. But these players worked out like donkeys last season. They worked out like donkeys, and they found themselves in a position of really getting where they deserve to be. So we wait and see how that's going to pan out. But it's a very huge boost for Julian Timber. Seeing him not with the clutches, not on clutches, is really a very huge boost, because that means this leg and the muscle that really got an injury is really firming up to where it deserves to be. Now, let's go and see other players of Arsenal and how they really attended this ceremony, where Arsenal took the official photo of the players. And that is Julian Timber, and this is Bukayo Saka, all smiles. That is El Nini, who is also back in training. Martin Odegaard, El Capitano for Arsenal. Then Thomas Partey, Saliba, and Declan Rice. Then Julian Timber, as you see him there, having a seat, talking to El Nini. Then this is Kai Havertz, Gabriel Magalhaes, Emil Smith-Rowe, Reece Nelson in that photo as we prepare to take one. Edin Ketia. This is Emil Smith-Rowe. I see Leandro Trossard with his tinted hair in the mix. Then Gabriel Jesus and Declan Rice into the mix. Then we are having Arteta, Jesus, Declan Rice, Thomas Partey, and Gabriel Martinelli. This is Ben White, Bukayo Saka, Odegaard, Mikel Arteta, Jesus. And it shows you how he really likes Odegaard and Jesus. They sat next to him. It shows you what, if you know photographic interpretation, Odegaard sitting here and Jesus sitting here next to the manager, it shows you that these are the players that he really trusts a lot in his team. That is it. It's simple. I've ever gone ahead to play football. Every time you are a nice footballer, the coach wants to keep around you. Zinchenko, Ben White, Bukayo Saka, and Martin Odegaard. Then there comes Fabio Vieira, Julian Timber standing, Jorginho, Tomiyasu, Gabriel Magalhaes, Saliba, and Kai Havertz into the mix. So, another photo that now shows exactly all vividly. It shows Declan Rice, Thomas Partey, and Gabriel Martinelli. And that is another photo there for you. Those are Arsenal players really taking part into this photo shoot that really had to really be taken on Monday and obviously be released very, very soon. That is it coming in from Arsenal. You see, that's another group of people really doing the needful and taking it to where it deserves to be. Now, that is it. That is it, and that is the club of Arsenal doing the needful. Saliba, Emil Smith-Rowe, and Kai Havertz in the mix. Then we go to the goalkeepers and the coaches of Arsenal, the assistant coaches, the Nicolas Jova, I see him there, and that is David Raya, Aaron Ramsdale, all standing up for the photo. And this is when they were done with the photo shoot. You see they're shaking hands and obviously trying to move back. And you see Saliba, Jesus, Emil Smith-Rowe, and very many others. Trossard, Reece Nelson, Emil Smith-Rowe into the mix. And this is the final photo that really came out, and you can vividly see those players. And let me show you the best one that really showed the work of art from the team that really took these photos. And there it is. There it is. As you see, that is the final output of that photo, and I think it's nice and you guys really love it. But the website of Arsenal have gone ahead and obviously told us more about this ceremony, that it was the first appearance in the squad photo for summer signings Declan Rice, Kai Havertz, Julian Timber, and David Raya, as well as Jorginho, Jakub Kiwior, and Leandro Trossard, who arrived back in January. The Community Shield was also on display after we claimed the trophy at Wembley Park in August, courtesy of the Arsenal shootout as they took over success on Man City. You can now take a look, and you've gone ahead to take a look of everything, and that's what really happened at that side of Arsenal. So the most important bit of it is all about Julian Timber for me. That is the most important bit of it. He's really ready to return, and looks like it's an injury boost for Arsenal. He's off the clutches and he can now support his legs without the clutches. That is a very huge movement, or very huge pointer in the progress of this Dutch international, that is Julian Timber at Arsenal. So guys, thank you very much for watching through. Tell me your thoughts about Julian Timber injury boost as we really prepare for the game of Arsenal versus PSV tonight. At around 8:50, I'm going to be streaming live, bringing you the latest news and information as far as all this is concerned, to really see to it that you guys coming through in plenty to obviously show love and support to this team of Arsenal and the channel. And don't forget to subscribe. After subscribing, hit the notification bell. That will enable you get notified every time I upload a video onto this channel. I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. May the living to God bless you abundantly. Rokani David remains my name. I sign out for now. See you later, my Muslim viewers and subscribers. Barak Lau Fikum.